Well, hello, and welcome to Managing Menopausal Insomnia with Herbs with drliz Blanding. I have an amazing special guest today, and let me tell you all. But before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. I'm sure you know somebody out there that may be just a little bit, a little bit hot from menopause or menopausal related. I don't know. Actually, this fan feels pretty good today, but guess what? I'm not really suffering from the hot flashes anymore, but we're going to deep dive into that a little bit more. How are you today? And I call her my queen sister royal because you're going to get to experience such a treat today. I'm telling you, there's certain people that you meet that just have that electrifying spirit. And this is one of the ladies that I'm going to share with you today. Just a piece. Only going to share a piece. How are you today?
I am good and getting better. That's my story, and I stick to it.
Yes. I've been so anticipating you stopping by and us we just having a conversation because, every time we talk, there's something that you drop in my spirit that I think, I think just the way that things are, especially right now in this climate, we need a smile, we need a hug. We need a kind word or something that can encourage us.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring that. It's just automatic.
Well, I'm happy to know that because that's truly my deepest desire.
Yes.
And yes, that's one of my goals, to just be that person.
Yes, and you are that person. On our subject matter for today, I know we talked about it a little bit, and I think one of the things that I enjoy about doing the podcast and about sharing, I was a very, very private person, so it was really hard for me to, just open up and share. And when I started going through, started fighting the menopause monster, I didn't have any type of a reference point. I had nobody to help me. I had to go and I had to find it by myself. And I was like, this is a big monster. I'm hot today. Wait, I can't think straight. Hold on. What is this electrical shock going through my legs? And what's this tingling in my fingers? And my heart feel like it's pumping out of my chest. I was like, this is not fair. Nobody told me. I was in the middle of finishing the edits on my book and I couldn't think straight. And I know we both know who my publisher is. And he was expecting, excellence. Bring your mistakes. Don't miss a deadline. Cross them T's, dot those I's. And I was like, I can't damage my reputation. I got to get this done, but get this monster off my back. And I know, we talked about it. We were saying, you said you weren't really sure what you could bring to this conversation, but
yes,
I think we all know somebody that either is this, just being in our female circle, somebody that's either gone through, again, fighting the menopause monster. That's my own little tag or brand of it. And I said, we all have a brand of menopause that we go through, even if it's just being sympathetic or empathetic with somebody else that's going through it that we care about, you know. And so, like, I saw my mom, she just I would go in her room and her gown would be hanging up on the lampshade somewhere, something, she'd have a fan going. And I'm like, okay, menopause must be hot flashes. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I thought menopause was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, every woman has a menopausal monster, believe me, and they come in different forms, shapes, and sizes. So there's no one definition as to what your symptoms are going to be. I mean, it could be an area of emotions, and different things that you go through because our hormones are, they have a lot of different labels on them, and I mean, all of them seem to be going at it all at the same time. So it's rough being a girl. It's tough being a girl.
Now, you know why I said the menopause monster. I hadn't heard that before, but that's what it felt like to me. It felt like, when you're little and they say, don't look under the bed, the monster's under there or whatever. But this monster, he was just on my back. Yes. And so, and then as I started to deep dive and do research into it, I started to put together, and that's where my program, Managing Menopausal Insomnia, was birthed, because I said, get down to the root of it. If we can't sleep, there's just, I mean, you can't even function properly. And that's one of the things that is not discussed when we talk about, you know, menopause, or we talk about all of the, I didn't know that there were over 40 plus side effects or symptoms.
See.
So now I've said, okay, you know what? It's your brand of menopause. So we all, it's like a tailored, and it's your brand. Cause I mean, everybody, and the funny thing is, you know how you know when you're walking in your calling, because like I would hit a symptom, find out what to do with it through natural means with herbs and everything. And then it would go away. And then I would get another, and then another, then another. So I said, wow, now I can speak to other women that have all of these side effects, but I don't have to go through them all at one time.
Right. Well, you know, when we started the conversation, we were kind of laughing around about it, because sometimes you really just have to do that. But there is a much more serious and deeper side, as you're saying, to menopause. It's really not funny at all.
No, it's not.
It's not funny at all, because it's unmanageable. It's rude. You know, it can be aggressive. I mean, it can be a lot of things out of the blue. I mean, it blindsides you, you know, which doesn't help either.
That's
so
a good point.
Yeah, so since you found herbs, and I truly believe that there's a natural solution for every natural situation, and we as human beings are natural. So I'm happy that you found the herbs that would help to at least keep it to a minimum, or, you know, give you some form of control. Otherwise, you're a puppet to it. You know, I mean, what woman wants to just start peeling off her clothes at unopportune times, you know?
Oh, that's for sure, for sure. You know, and I think sometimes when we don't know about something and we go with a blank slate and we start finding what we need, because, you know, being a naturopathic doctor, I already knew of natural remedies to help us reset our body. But there's not many people that specialize in women's healthcare when it comes to herb. When it comes to herb. And so, while, you know, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying about it, because it can become so, you know, unnerving, especially when we talk about all of our hormones going out of balance, the estrogen being low. Now,
it's serious.
When the estrogen goes low, you have a plethora of side effects that happen, or symptoms that happen. And, you know, fog brain is something that happens, you know, even coming down to, you know, having anxiety attacks or panic attacks. So, you know, the numbness and the tingling in your fingers, electrical shocks in your legs, you know, the heart palpitations is what really caught my attention, because I wake up in the middle of the night and my heart is just beating out of my chest. And I'm thinking, okay, I know that there's a natural remedy to help us with other conditions or challenges. So I know that there has to be something to address these new side effects or symptoms that I'm experiencing. So even down to, let me tell you, one of the worst was, and I say worst for me, but again, each woman is going to experience it differently. But for me, okay, dry mouth was so painful.
Yeah.
It was painful to the point that I couldn't even chew. I couldn't eat.
Really?
So I found a herb that helps you with dry mouth. And I came up with a mouthwash that actually helps you, so you don't have to. And I love herbs because it's not something that you get dependent on, that you have to continue to use it.
Right.
You can
it's natural.
use it. Right. So you can use it. It corrects the challenge, and then you put it on the shelf. And so I would say a couple of times a week, I use the mouth rinse, because when I say it was so painful, I couldn't chew. I mean, then you can't eat. Now you can't sleep, you can't eat, you're hot flashing, and then the people around you think you just utterly lost your mind.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's painful to have to peel your mouth open from the inside. So that can be pretty tough. But you know, when your body is imbalanced, you know, and that's what happens when the hormones are raging. It throws you off balance on the inside. Absolutely. And the best remedy for that is to find a way to get your balance back. You know, everybody's way is different, because everybody's symptoms are different and everybody's times are different, you know, and like you just said, different times, but the same thing. So
absolutely.
The important thing is to get yourself back in balance as quickly as possible, because then you'll have the strength to be straight about it.
That's it, as quickly as possible. And then also, to thyself be true. The other thing that I had a real issue with was like, I used to love to exercise, and then I got busy and I stopped exercising, hit a brick wall with the accident and couldn't exercise. And then
Right.
when I went through recovery and plateaued through physical therapy and such, I didn't go back to my program. And I was told I needed to stay on that program. But when I hit menopause, and I don't mean perimenopause, I mean full-blown menopause, exercising. And I know sometimes that's a taboo word. We don't want to do it, or we don't make the time to do it.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I've been 3 days a week. I've been with a personal trainer, and I'm
Good for
telling you, oh my gosh, my body feels like I'm taking it back again.
You are.
My joints feel so much better now that they're, you don't even realize how much you compensate. Like one knee hurt, you compensate with the other knee, then the other knee
Right.
hurts because you put all that pressure on it, or
Right.
your back, or, it just helps you with all of your circulation. So,
It
you know,
does.
I say, no matter how busy you are, no matter what's going on in your life, or how many other people that you have to take care of, it's so important that you take care of yourself first.
Yeah, well, in doing that, you're actually giving your body a lubrication on the inside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They say when you're on a plane, put your air on first, because you can't help anybody else if you don't put your air
Right.
on first. So we
That's
as
right.
women, and we nurture, and we take care of other people, well, what do you do to stay so radiant? Because I mean, your hair is flawless, you're beautiful, your personality and your spirit is incredible. And I promise you, I don't just give compliments just to give them. I tell the truth, or I don't say
Oh
nothing
my
at all.
goodness.
So
Oh,
what do you do?
it's like anything else, it starts from the inside out. It's simply from the inside out,
Yeah.
and I mean, I eat right most of the time,
Yes.
and that's what's important, because there has to be some form of moderation in order to have a level of satisfaction. And by doing that, you guard off that urge to overdo. So, but no, it's just, I feed my spirit. Um, you know, Greater is what's inside of me than what's outside of me, and I think that's really the whole thing. That's where my strength comes from. That's what I exercise. That's where I get my exercise. So what's on the inside ends up coming on the outside, because I'm not in control of all this. The spirit often tells me what to say, when to say, how to say, and it's just become second nature
Mhm.
for me. So, but thank you for the compliment, a girl at my age. I need
It's
to.
it's so true. It's so true. Have you I think we were talking about like encounter other women that are going through menopause, that are that are challenged with it. And because I know in my daily just daily visiting stores, going to places, or wherever I'm doing, I run into women that are always, I guess when you have an ear out to hear it, it's like a car. When you see a make or model, or you buy a car, then all of a sudden everybody has that car. So
Right.
I think because I hit menopause, like before I wasn't paying attention, but I'll see women in the stores, they'll be feverishly fanning, or,
Yes.
or even, fog brain, forgetting what you're getting ready to do next. Your concentration is off, and you just notice these things. So what are some of the things that you've noticed with women going through menopause, or some of the struggles that they've had or
Okay.
have?
Well, one of the most obvious things is when they're flashing and they're fanning profusely, you can actually see the perspiration.
Yes.
That's that imbalance from the inside pushing its way out, showing itself on the outside.
Mhm.
And again, that is sad, to see somebody go through something that they can't control.
Mhm.
I mean, and see how it affects them at that particular time. So there's a lot going on there. And then I've known women, who bless their hearts. My own mother was one of them. She I got pregnant going into menopause. And then 5 years later, her menopause lasted 5 years. 5 years later, she got pregnant coming out of menopause. So, so when I When I tell you it mess with all your hormones.
Yes, it does. It does because because when you talk about the hormone part of it, it'll either increase your sex drive or it will decrease your sex drive. So you decide, you know what I'm saying? So it's so funny because I was talking to a friend of mine about the program. I came up with managing menopausal insomnia with herbs, and it's a 13 module online program that it addresses at least 40 plus signs or symptoms or side effects, and it gives you the natural remedy to assist you through it. And I share my story throughout the program. So I'm going to put the information down in the links below. So anybody that's interested in knowing how to help themselves with the dry mouth or how to, you know, with the hot flashes, there's an herb for each and every side effect or symptoms that help you manage it so that you can get back to living your best life. And that's what's been my slogan on my IG, on my Facebook, all of that. You know, I even shared the other day, I was doing a plank and I got so many people that responded because I showed the picture of me doing a plank on Instagram, and they was like, what? I'm telling you, at one point I couldn't even get down to the ground to do a plank. Okay.
Oh my
No less than I should be doing
goodness.
them. So I want to be and serve as that light, that inspiration to say, just because you hit that, you don't have to suffer through the torments of menopause without any type of assistance to help you manage it. There is manageable or herbs that help you manage those side effects or symptoms. So
And I strongly encourage leaning toward the herbs, you know,
yes,
because again, it takes a natural solution to handle a natural problem. But worse than that, when you go the chemical route, you know, that's going to inflict a lot of other things that is not a problem yet now. So
yeah.
you're only adding to yourself. So I'm a big candidate for the naturals and the
Yeah.
herbs. I got introduced to herbs when I was in my 20s, which
Okay.
might speak to why you think I look the way I look nowadays.
Absolutely. Yes.
Really, yeah. You know, herbs are a wonderful thing, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad God gave them to us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so funny that you say that. I mean, it's like I got attached to it when I actually started in the naturopathic arena. You know, I had come out of rehabilitation and they said I plateaued. If I didn't have surgery, by knee replacement surgery, that bilateral knee replacement surgery, that I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And I
Okay.
said, I don't accept that as my destiny. God has never revealed to me that that was my destiny. They said, well, if you don't accept where you are, you're not going to get better. I said, but if I accept what you're telling me, I'm not going to get better.
There you
So, of
go.
course, you know, they didn't like me that much. So, but I started to use the herbs with my knees. I started to use, and I'll give this one. I normally don't give them, but I'll give this one as alfalfa. I started taking alfalfa, and I tell you, it started to help my knees on the inside, help me with the inflammation. It was a lot of things that it helped me with. And I started to be able to walk again without pain, you know,
Wonderful.
without, you know, the swollen knees and such. So I just started loving the herbs, and I have herbs all over me, all over the place. So I have them everywhere. So it's like I have they're my little friends or whatever. They're my helpers, help me get through the day and
Yeah.
everything. But I just, you know, I do attributed to, I think, you know, like I said, you're radiant and you glow, and that would be the first thing that I would think about, is that, you know, she does a natural program. There's some things that she do naturally, some herbs or what have you. You can actually really see it. You know, I just, you know, I appreciate it when I see it in my other sisters. You know, but I wanted to encourage the ladies, you know, and just let them know, you know, you know, I mean, again, like I said, I had you come on to the show because, you know, I want ladies to see that, you know, I mean, I say it, I know it's cliche-ish, but age is just a number, because it's like your spirit, it's like every day we have the opportunity to paint a blank canvas, and we decide what we put on that canvas. And as we decide each day, we're writing the chapters of our book. And so we can decide that we want to be around empowering people, beautiful women that are encouraging and uplifting to one another. And that's what I love. I love to be able to do that. I see women out in the stores and I will compliment them, find something beautiful about them, compliment them, hold the door. There's so many, like, especially now and today, people, when you do that, people look at you like you're from Mars or something, because
I know.
it's the opposite. And all of that
Yeah.
plays a big part in how our bodies reset, how our bodies
Yeah.
handle things. You know, what is it? 90% of what happens to you and 10% of how you react or respond to it. That's
That's
life,
it. That's
right?
it.
That's
That's it.
life. So I thought, I said, she has a lot to contribute to just our sisterhood, period. Whether we're talking about menopause or whether we're talking about, the encouragement, inspiration. I tell you all, when I talk to her on the phone, I don't want to let her go. I know she has stuff to do and I have stuff to do, but she's one of those sisters that you hold on to. You hear me? You hold on
Oh,
to.
you are
There's
so
some things.
sweet.
It's
You're
the
so
truth.
sweet. I took you as a little sister,
Okay.
from the day we met, literally, because of the spirit that you also have. And unfortunately, my sister, I have two sisters who are gone.
Okay.
So I got room. I got room.
Hey, I need it. I'm telling you, I lost my cousin and she was very, very dear to me, very sweet spirited woman as well. And so, I definitely tuck that wing. Here I come.
All right. Me and you, little sis.
Absolutely. So is there anything that you would like to share with our ladies from your heart or anything that you would like to share today?
Well, if I was going to say anything to the women, that would be to realize your value, know your worth, and allow that to give you the strength to be that phenomenal woman that any woman can be.
That was powerful. The phenomenal woman that any woman can be. That means
Let me say this.
choice.
I learned a while ago that when we're born to be women, okay? We're gonna be a woman whether we want to or not. We're born to be women. But you have to choose to be more than that. It's a choice.
That is awesome. I really don't have anything to to tie it up any better than that. I love that. It's a choice.
The choice.
So ladies, I hope you enjoyed our episode today. And I just encourage you to grab hold to a sister and love on her and just, model what true sisterhood can be about, what it can really be. There are so many benefits. I promise you, there are so many benefits when you have a relationship that is equal deposit, exchange, you're loving on one another and it's just a sweet spirit. And I think that's who and what we were designed to be. And anything else is going against the grain. So it doesn't even feel right.
That's why.
Absolutely. So until next time, ladies, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. You never know who needs to just hear a touch. Until next time, bye for now. Oh, don't forget, stay fearless.